Hello. I decided not to stream earlier and take care of my dog and other things because everyone's schedule is kind of shortened up this week because the Seahawks play on Thursday. In case you didn't know, everyone's talking about it, and if they're not talking about it, they're talking about the Rams game still. And you know me, if you don't know me by now already, I'll just go over it. You got Tell the Truth Monday. You cover the Rams Monday. And then it's over with. This is Tuesday. So regardless of whether or not we're on a, shortened schedule heading into Thursday, Thanksgiving football, we're still having to put the Rams game behind us. And yet I find that mentally a lot of us are still dwelling in Los Angeles. Like the Saints. Is that how that song goes? The Saints of Los Angeles? Is that Motley Crue reference? I don't know. But we need to get out of there. And we need to get ready for Santa Clara to come up here. And there's more to it than that, because some have bravely ventured forth into what will be Thanksgiving, the war between the Seahawks and our rivals, the 49ers. Some, of course, can't watch it on screen and will be watching afterwards, knowing whether or not we lost or won. I kind of get it. I kind of don't. Watch your health. Take care of your health. But then also there's this case of doom and gloom. The 49ers are going to walk over us because we just lost to the Rams. Or if we beat the Rams, we were basically a Jason Myers kick being a little bit more accurate away from you guys having far more confidence in this entering into this game, right? I mean, sure, they're the 49ers, and when they go up against a bad team like the Jaguars, they beat them like 40-3. And I don't think have we done that against any teams this year? I don't think we have. Let's take a peek, shall we? I'm bad at remembering scores. Why is it showing? Oh, it's showing all the games for. Sorry, I had pulled up the 2023 schedule for the Seahawks, and for some reason it was showing me just a specific week, but not. It's dumb. It's just me being dumb. The separation's in the preparation, and I was not prepared. Let's see. Have we blown anybody the fuck out? Well, there's that time LA blew us out 30-13. We put up 31-28, so no. That was on the Lions. And then the Panthers was 27-27. And oh, here we are. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the scores wrong. I'm sorry. I swear I'm dyslexic. And I don't mean that like jokingly. I swear I'm like literally dyslexic. I was reading the wrong lanes. Rams. We scored 13. They scored 30. Lions. We scored 37. They scored 13. Panthers. We scored 37. They scored 27. Giants. We scored 24. They scored 3. Here's the problem. After the bye, like those first few weeks sound pretty good, right? 37, 24. So we're such a bad offense. We can't put up any points. Our defense especially can't put up any points. And then we look at the Bengals, and it's 13-17. That's another 13 game. That's the second time all year that a team has held us under 20 points. So then we played the Cardinals the following week, and we scored 20 points and they had 10. Played the Browns, which at the time was the number one DVOA defense. I don't know where they're at, but we put up 24 against their 20. Then we played the Ravens, who are just sacking the shit out of people, and they sacked the shit out of Geno a bunch, and it was not pretty. And we lost 3-37. And this, I think, is what people are afraid of. I think people are afraid that we're going to be having this 49ers game just be the Ravens all over again. 3-37. But I don't think... I think that was such a weird game. It was a perfect storm. But when you look at... It's a running team, the Ravens, right? They're a run-heavy team. This is when we had just gotten Williams. And I think we had moved Jones outside by this point. So, again, this is still with like the offense is having some woes. And it's not like we've had a dominant rushing attack. But in that Baltimore game, we had 28 yards rushing, which was our lowest on the season. And we've had this string over the course of the season where there's just been a lot of turnovers. There weren't any in this Commanders game, and we didn't have any in this Rams game. But the Commanders game we almost lost, and we won 29-6. And then this Rams game we almost lost, but things were going crazy the entire time. And I'd say the major difference between the Commanders game and the Rams game on offense was we ran 120 yards for the Commanders, and then against the Rams we had 68. No, I don't think we were even really trying. So I don't know. I guess, oh wait, no. Drew Lock did have his. So if you're afraid that we're going to have an implosion game where we're only going to get 3 points scored, statistically, it hasn't really happened to us. We haven't had a lot of those games. I guess we should look at the 49ers then and see how many times they've done it. Because we've kept a couple teams down. Yeah, we kept the New York Giants down to 3 points. Well, my computer's telling me I need to free up some space. Oh, so let's see. We beat the Giants 24-3. They beat the Jaguars 34-3. Other than that, They've held one other opponent under 10 points. That was week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we haven't played them yet. We haven't held an opponent. We haven't held 2 opponents under 10. They have. But we have both held an opponent to 10 points. They held the Cowboys to 10 points. And they put up 42 on them. Sweet heebity-jeebities. They ran for 170 yards on the Cowboys. That'll do it. Oh my God. Can I... Okay, I don't know why I asked. It's my show. I'm going to do it. Week 1, the Seahawks ran for 85 yards. Week 1, the 49ers ran for 188 yards. Week 2, the Seahawks against the Lions ran for 82 yards. Week 2, the 49ers against the Rams ran for 159 yards. Week 3, versus the Panthers, the Seahawks ran for 146 yards. They finally broke over 100 yards. Week 3 versus the Giants, the 49ers ran for 141, which is their lowest yet because before it was 188, 159, 141. So they're on the downturn. Of course, the Seahawks finally hit 146, which is their highest yet. Seahawks, week 4, play the Giants, and they get 121 yards rushing. The 49ers play the Cardinals, 121. And I'll just keep going from here. 170 yards rushing, 108 yards rushing. They lose that game versus the Browns with 108 yards rushing. And that's their lowest rushing game yard yet. Whereas before then, the lowest rushing was against the Cardinals with 124. And clearly there's more than this. I don't like to go just off of rushing yards, but vibe with me for a second. They also had a turnover in that game. But then they go up against the Minnesota Vikings. They rush for 65 yards and have 3 turnovers. And then they rush against the Bengals, rush for 113 times and have 3 turnovers and lose that game. And then there's a bye week. They go against the Jaguars, it's 144 yards. They're back to their old ways. Play against the Buccaneers, it's 115. They won. Because, what does it look like? Purdy threw for 305. And there's probably more to it, right? White was getting beat in the end zone. They also had 2 turnovers on defense. Buccaneers turned the ball over twice. Here's another thing. Like this Cowboys blowout, the 42-10. The Cowboys turned the ball over 4 times. This Jaguars blowout, the 34-3. The Jaguars turned the ball over 4 times. And when we look at our team, like we beat the Lions 37-31, and yeah, we didn't have all our horses on the defensive field, but the Lions turned the ball over 3 times, and the only other time we've hit 3 was the Giants game, and the Browns game, where we had a good old battle there. And you know who the 49ers didn't beat? Well, they didn't beat the Browns. They had the Browns had 2 turnovers. Sorry, they turned over the Browns' ball. They got 2 turnovers from the Browns. But thank you. I can roll on. So when I look at this team, like let's look at our Baltimore Ravens game again. We turned it over twice, they turned it over twice. But they ran for 298 yards on us. The 49ers haven't even hit 150. Oh no, they hit 160 against the Browns, but that's it. No, that's rushing defense. Sorry. I told you. Yeah, they hit 188 against the Steelers in week 1. The closest anyone's gotten to when the fucking Ravens kicked our ass for 298 was when the Browns got us for 155. So they kind of had to deal with the same problem the 49ers did. The Browns also gave it to them. So, like, I guess what I'm saying is expect them to run like they always do. They're going to get probably, 300 to 400 yards, and 140 of them to 120 of them are going to be on the ground. Not necessarily because they're getting explosives, but because they're going to run in a whole bunch of different styles. And I think it's beneficial for the 49ers mostly that it's a short week, because they're used to this. This is what their system is designed for, is we're going to go in there and we're going to kick your ass. And we're not going to do anything complicated. But when you look at the Seahawks, this is why I think it's a beneficial week, and this is why I want to kind of talk about mindset, is the Seahawks fans are dwelling on this Rams game. And I don't want the players dwelling on the Rams game either. I also don't want them looking at this 49ers game like, yeah, we're going to get jacked up and we're going to play our rivals. Oh. Save that for when you're actually playing them, because then you're not going to feel the moment. You got to be excited for the moment. Instead, let's all settle down a little bit now, huh? We got a short week. We got to get ready for Thursday, which means that right now we don't have time to game plan. Instead, we're going to be focused on the fundamentals. Right now, the fundamentals is, hey, we got Abe Lucas coming in, and maybe we got Adams coming back on defense. We were giving them all a rest week, and, maybe the toes problems is okay. It's all right. Everybody just get onto the clock. Everyone on the line. 1, 2, 3. Nope. 1, 2, 5. Nope. 1, 2, 7. Nope. Okay. Let's just go to the scramble drills. All right. Everyone comfortable. Drew, are you comfortable right now? Because they got to prepare for Geno. But they also, they got to make sure that Drew's good. Everyone saw what just happened. What if Geno's not good to go? You got to make sure that the fundamentals of your entire team are good to go. And if your team is out there battling and you're winning like you were against the Rams, you need to make sure that Drew Lock can come in and make sure that the game is secure, and you don't have what happened on Sunday happen again. Because what if Geno's arm is fine, and then Fred Warner and Bosa collide and it causes Brown to slip, and then something terrible happens to Geno and he has to be out for the rest of the game. Now you didn't prepare Drew Lock. Well, because Geno's resting, this is a great opportunity for Drew Lock to do some goddamn homework. And not to say he needs to study. That's wasted energy this week. and every NFL player knows it. Everyone I've ever heard talk about it is like, yeah, it's you get like a little bit of time to rest on like a couple days, and then you got to get ready for this game. It sucks. And so the focus of the game is, who can play football, like the fundamentals of football, the best. And oftentimes you'll see these weird Thursday games where it's like, why is this like shitty team beating this much better team? Well, it's because the better team is not used to the idea of, okay, we're just going to stick to the fundamentals because everything's going wrong. Normally they got a little finesse to them and things like that. They're not used to this, just this formula of having something in your way and not being able to game plan and set up shots. Whereas kind of a bad team is like, especially a really injured team, is like, yeah, we're used to things constantly going against us, so we're just going to battle through this like a battle-tested team. So if we could prove to be a good battle-tested team on Thursday, I think it will be really advantageous to us. But again, it's all up to coaching. And also, I think people aren't giving our defensive players, like, and especially John Snyder, the credit he's due, because we are not the same team than when we played the 49ers last year. And I have the games pulled up, and my tinnitus is back right now. So if I start to kind of sound weird, that is why. Okay, so last year, during the wild card game, I'm going to ask you some rhetorical questions because I know you cannot respond. Let's have a fun game. So we were playing a 3-4. You got 3 defensive linemen and you got 4 linebackers. This is the wild card game. We're in Santa Clara. Who are our 3 defensive linemen? I'll give you a hint. One of them was good old Thigh Arms, Al Woods. Then there was Poona Ford, who was next to him. And then there was Shelby Harris. So that was the main trio on our defensive line. And then to really give you perspective, the 4th one on the outside was a linebacker. He was the Sam, and it was Bruce Irving. So this 49ers squad that had Banks, Brock Purdy, fucking Brendel, McGlinchey, Trent Williams. Sorry, I don't know why I included Brock Purdy in there. He can't block. Banks, Brendel, McGlinchey, Williams. I don't know. Were they cycling their other guards? It sure looks like they were. Maybe their other guard got hurt. Spencer Burford. He must have gotten hurt. At any rate, like, you telling me that these guys have to go up against McGlinchey and Trent Williams, Shelby Harris, Poona Ford, and Al Woods, and Bruce Irvin. And then all I need to say is, well, yeah, Trent Williams. Just against those 4. It's not looking good for those 4 if I just say Trent Williams alone, right? Would you rather have Shelby Harris, Poona Ford, Al Woods, and Bruce Irvin, or Trent Williams? Would you rather have that entire Seahawks defensive line, Shelby Harris, Poona Ford, Al Woods, and Bruce Irvin, or one Trent Williams? Well, okay, so let's look at our defensive line now. This is as of the Rams game. Who do we have now? We have Leonard Williams, Draymond Jones, Jerron Reed, and Boye Mafe. There's 4 right there. So you can have Leonard Williams, Draymond Jones, Jerron Reed, and Boye Mafe, or you can have Trent Williams. It feels a lot different, doesn't it? It feels a lot different. Like, I can't make that trade. I can't make that trade because of Boye Mafe. Because Williams and Reed are doing really well and they're really good at their jobs. You can kind of dismiss Jones if you'd like, and maybe you can dismiss Reed, but especially with Mafe there, you can't do that. It's such a huge upgrade. These 4 on the line over Al Woods, Bruce Irvin, Poona Ford, and Shelby Harris, who are all great players at their own specific roles and their own specific times. But for many of them, it's past their time. And so they're going up against Juszczyk and George Kittle and McCaffrey, and they're just ramming them. You don't think that maybe these 4 guys, at least as far as being able to set up blocks for linebackers, might do a better job? I think they're going to do a better job. Yeah, but the linebackers last year couldn't stop them either. You know, that's a really good point. It's a really good point. Let's get into that. Who were the linebackers? Well, we already talked about one of them, which was Bruce Irvin. In a 3-4, you got 4 linebackers. One of the linebackers is on the line. His name was Bruce Irvin, who, much like Marshawn Lynch, kind of got off his couch. Not saying that was what he wanted. He wanted to stay in the league, and I think he's still kind of floating around right now in practice squads and things like that. Good for Bruce Irvin. It was good to see him. I like to have a overstudy, somebody who's able to teach the young pups how to be a professional on the team. I don't want him to be a starter. He's a rotational piece. Anyways, wild card game. Did we have Jordan Brooks? No, we did not. Well, we had Bobby was with the Rams. Well, you know, who the fuck did we have? We had Tanner Muse. We did have Nuosu. And we had Cody Barton. So you're telling me that the addition of Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks isn't a big upgrade over Tanner Muse and Cody Barton? Yeah, we lost Nuosu. But we got Mafe playing his freaking mind out. And the defensive line is so good, and Witherspoon is so good. We're mostly in nickel formations anyways. So if Adams comes back, he'll just line up at will like he has been. And part of the reason why we needed to play so many linebackers last year is because Adams went down right away. So if Adams is healthy this week, even if he's not, because we got Witherspoon right there, I'm not so concerned about our linebacking core, the second level players, especially considering we've already established our first level players are much better than before. Well, you know, our safeties have always been a problem. Here's where it does get interesting. We still have Quandre Diggs. And we upgraded? Is it an upgrade or is it a scheme fit? I don't know. Ryan Neal for Julian Love, who we got from the Giants. At the time of the wildcard game, Reek Woolen was injured. And so he was playing off coverage. I think it was the thing he ended up getting surgery on. And so Brandon Ayuk just ended up destroying him that game. Destroying as in like these deep crossers, or normally these deep crossers he would shut down. So he's healthy now. So is he going to beat Brandon Ayuk this time? I don't know. And then they had Michael Jackson starting, but now that's Trey Brown's spot. So it depends on how you view Trey Brown. Is he an upgrade over Michael Jackson? Yes or no? And then do you think that Woolen is better than Brandon Ayuk and that was just a specific fluke because Woolen was injured? I kind of think it was, and that it's also a scheme thing where Woolen's probably going to get beat because of scheme, but also Woolen, as we've noticed this year, has kind of had bouncing routes, and he's never really been a tight route runner. When he's covering, he wants to kind of bait the quarterback. So I'm not sure what to expect from the defensive backfield as far as the outside four. The inside four, I hope Adams is playing and they rested him in the Rams game for Thursday, because that'd be great. We need him to go up against Juszczyk and Kittle. We need him to be able to tackle. And then, more importantly, I want Witherspoon to shut down Deebo Samuel, who is oft not spoken about anymore. Say, oh yeah, Brandon Ayuk is better. But if you can shut down Deebo Samuel, you take away a lot of that underneath route, a lot of that quick 3 to 5 step stuff. And then if you can just leave, Kittle, handled by Brooks, I suppose. Oh my goodness. Brooks and Adams are going to have a full day with Kittle. They're going to have a big day. But if you can just take care of Deebo Samuel and let that wheel stop turning so that the defense doesn't have to think about it and they can focus on taking care of the taller players, the big meteor, because Deebo is a yak player. He's going to get all that extra yardage after the catch. And Witherspoon, if you can just keep him out of the picture, him and Juszczyk, all that little like short dump off stuff underneath, the little skinny stuff that to find seams, get rid of it. And also don't have this attitude of, we're under a lot of stress, or like, oh no, we fell apart last week or anything. There should be this like desire from every single player, even when you're like behind, like, oh no, things are falling apart on offense. Now Drew Lock is in there to consume. Like I want to inhale the other the other team in front of me. Like as a defender, ball hawking, right? I want to punish whoever catches the ball so that the quarterback on the other side, if he's smart enough, he knows not to throw that type of route anymore. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady discussed it recently. It was posted on the Pat McAfee show. But if he's dumb enough, he'll throw it, and I'm going to absolutely clip this receiver out and he's not going to catch the next one. Just you need to have an attitude, because it's not about the 49ers game or the Rams game or the Cowboys game or the Commanders game. It's about this specific snap, how you like to think and enjoy the game, right? How you like to get in the dirt, how you like to feel that mud. Sometimes when I'm out exploring, like in the woods, I kind of feel like I'm the sanitary one surrounded by insanitary things. And I gotta like get my hands in the mud and like scrub it all over me. Football players, I think, to get in the right mindset, they gotta immerse themselves in the mindset of, oh yeah, we're playing a game here, and this is the way we think about playing this game. Is, oh yeah, we're gonna get behind Abe Lucas, and we're just going to cream you into the ground. And Charbonnet's thing kind of is, I want to cream you into the ground. I don't know who their new safety is or whoever it was. They had an injury recently to one of their all-pro players whose name is eluding me. It starts with an H or a H, if that's what you're into. But it's one of those things where it is just football, and clearly we're a better team than we were last year. And the reason we're losing these games, because we're 6-3, 6-4. I mean, the main reason we're losing these games, other than the Ravens game, in that week 1 game especially against Sean McVay, it's because we're not playing with a certain, attitude and like togetherness. Clint Hurt talked about it today during a presser, how it needs to be like an entire unit needs to be better. The entire unit needs to perform. And that goes for the offense too. And that goes for the offensive coach. And I've talked about Andy Dickerson, but as far as like Shane Waldron, what is his identity? What makes him go, what gets that man fucking fired up? What makes him, when he plays football, makes him and the rest of the offense fucking bruise their chest because they're so excited, right? When I see a certain type of football being played, I get just, I'm like super into it, right? And you see that with Pete Carroll, you see that with Sean McVay, you see that with everybody. What gets Shane Waldron like, oh, this is why I love football. Oh my God, right? What is that for Shane Waldron? Can we see that identity, please? I want to see that show up against this fucking 49ers team. And I love running the ball. But if it turns out, Grant Cohn kind of said on Hawk Blogger today, Grant Cohn, a 49ers pundit, that they haven't been doing well against screens. If it turns out that, Waldron's actually really good with screens, because we've been doing better with screens with JSN, if he just becomes screen god, push the button, and that's what makes him so excited. Oh my God, I love screens. Oh, I love screens. If that's his thing, then fucking do it, bro. Just fucking choose an identity and then get the team jazzed up about it. Like we're gonna get out there with our offensive line, and when they try to block that screen, we're gonna into the ground, right? And then get the whole offense pumped up to just make that play happen. That's what I want from Shane Waldron. That's all I ask. That's all I ask from the defense too. And they do that, right? But maybe don't woolen slap a short little guy in the face. They just gotta pay attention too. You still gotta play football within the rules, even though the rules are constantly, they keep moving the goalposts. And as far as the fans go, you're supposed to be that way too, I don't want to ever see the 49ers come into our house and you guys being like, well, I'm going to say we win because it's the Seahawks and I'm never going to root against them. Like, Say, I don't care if they lose. Fuck the 49ers. Fucking get them. Right? that's what I want. I want some fuel. I want some energy. Because when you get to the stadium, if we can all get on that page, maybe we could pump that energy into those players, right? Let's see if we can get them to just RIP Mario Edwards, these guys into the goddamn ground. Right? This isn't game planning football. This is because it's a short week. Coaches don't have time to game plan and specialize special things. We're going to do a whoop-de-loop thing over here. No. We're going to crush you football. This is whoever can play fundamental football, the best football, wins. This is going to be awesome, guys. Why aren't you pumped up? What could get pumped up? Anyways, I appreciate you for spending so much time with me. Definitely going to stream tomorrow. Hang in there. Like and subscribe to the First Kick Seahawks. And I will catch you around.